Caution! Viewers with low humor tolerance, bad judgment, and stigmatism may react strongly to the high levels of funny in this video. Go!
Hello, and welcome to Lance and the Remaining Andrews Report. Tonight we'll be talking about Saturday Night Live and its effects on popular culture. We're here now with Lance Carlstrom, who will be reporting on Saturday Night Live's interaction with foreign policy. Let's now go to Lance.
Hello, I'm Lance Carlstrom, and tonight we've got the pressing topic of foreign policy on the platter. An interesting conference took place between President Barack Obama and Chinese President Hu Jintao, and Saturday Night Live did a very good job of getting the finer details of the debate. As we noticed in the clip of Saturday Night Live, it expertly turns a hot topic of interest and a very serious economic issue into a well-thought-out skit that entertains and pleases the masses. What I'd like to point out is the very interesting point that even though the skit is obviously for comedy, it accurately displays a very serious issue between the United States and China. We owe China an increasingly large debt that we have no plans on what we're going to do to turn around and pay them back. It would be easy to say that the United States, despite China's constant complaints and issues, we have the control of the situation and we have control of the issue. Hugh's repeated complaints that the United States is doing sex to them shows that China has very little leverage over U.S. policy. If China does not receive some kind of reassurance that we will pay them back, we could be looking at some very drastic changes in the coming years in foreign trade. It's quite obvious that when someone is in a situation when they are losing money and they'll have to make a decision eventually sooner or later. And in this case, this could lead to some drastic changes in foreign trade, as I've said before. The Chinese could opt out and refuse to, they could openly refuse public distribution from China and the U.S. until the debt is paid, leaving the states in a very tight predicament in a financial crisis. Maintaining a peaceful relationship between the two countries is also becoming increasingly difficult, and if the debt is not soon paid back, it could escalate into China forcibly taking action to take the money back. On a different note, the major oil spill that wreaked havoc in the Gulf of Mexico. The issue wouldn't have been such a great deal if it hadn't been for the extremely poor decisions that made to contain the spill. The rig had been spilling oil since April 20th, 2010, and lost millions upon millions of gallons of oil during the incident. The reaction to the situation was comically made by Saturday Night Live in their skit of the BP company's leaders. The mock of the president of BP for not having a containment plan, and this has shown how they display the cleanup plans. Their display of incompetence and of the company leaders by making the plans they come up with completely idiotic. One plan is even made by the president of BP's 5-year-old daughter. Many ideas portrayed, such as cleaning the oil out with club soda, or attaching mops to dolphins to clean up the mess, it seems silly, and the question, how could this possibly work, is even mentioned in the skit. The cleanup of the oil spill obviously shows the incompetence amongst the foreign company, but another point to bring it up is what the United States is doing to fix the situation. The statement that President Barack Obama had made about the oil spill clearly leaves the public with the interpretation that the issue is a private matter and that the spill should be dealt with by major companies involving the issue. This is quite contradictory to, and possibly hypocritic of, the common views of big government that President Obama often conveys. Whether it's the issue pertaining to the Chinese debt or the horrible containment problems of the Gulf, the policies that govern the actions of foreign countries have continued to push the United States into action time and time again. The Chinese will continue to hound the United States like Lake City pimps until we make some kind of effort to get our debt in balance, and the company of British Petroleum will continue to make poor choices in attempts to fix the oil pollution problem in the Gulf. This has been Lance Carlstrom on your update to foreign policy, and now back to you, Andrew.
Well, that was interesting. Thank you, Lance. Now let's go to Andrew Hoole, for an update on the Saturday Night Live's important influences in the realms of the National Enquirer land.
Olympic champion Michael Phelps has just released the newest diet craze. It allows you to eat whatever you want as long as it adds up to 12,000 calories a day. Just imagine this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For breakfast, you could eat 3 fried egg sandwiches, a stack of chocolate chip pancakes, a 5-egg omelet, French toast with powdered sugar, and a gallon of coffee ice cream. No longer do you have to suffer through lunch with just a salad. Now you're able to eat a pound of pasta, 3 Cuban sandwiches smothered with mayonnaise, a fried turkey stuffed with molasses, a barrel of Halloween candy, and to wash it all down with a pitcher of eggnog. Now for dinner, a whole pork butt, 2 piñatas filled with corned beef hash, 4 wedding cakes, an actual pig in a blanket, and a bathtub of fettuccine alfredo. Apparently, Jared Fogle, who knows something about weight loss, believes this diet sucks a big footlong. Oscar-winning actor Nicolas Cage has been recently named Goodwill Ambassador on drugs and crime for his contributions in humanitarian work. With this new position, he plans to use the shard to steal the Declaration of Independence, use the dagger to steal the Statue of Liberty, and eat the President of the United States. Nicolas Cage is a very passionate man, as well as being a little bit crazy. Madonna loves to get babies, but she was apparently denied adoption from the African nation of Malawi. Angelina Jolie tempts Madonna with the idea of Baby Island, where you can go out and pick any baby you want. Madonna's also claimed to plant a baby tree in her backyard. Angelina Jolie received a baby from Russia, which is a baby inside a baby inside a baby. Pop sensation Britney Spears keeps the divorce proceedings to Kevin. Surprisingly, the wedding vows they decided on were bust a move, keep it funky, and always be each other's pimps. Apparently, this is how the perfect marriage starts. Even though he bought 15 baby tigers at $65,000 and had them in the house, not that it is a big problem, but the tigers carry around Sean Preston in their mouth. Spears also spent money on Kevin's businesses like his cornrow salon, his K-Fed body splash, and his nightclub for pit bulls. The nightclub for pit bulls did not go over so well, since pit bulls do not have wallets. There is also a 45% chance that they will get back together, if that can be factored into the papers. Celebrities in Hollywood see ghosts. Living in the house that was packed full of poltergeists, Billy Bob Thornton would go to sleep with a goatee and wake up with a soul patch. He would also listen to one of his albums, and to him it would sound terrible. This would cause him to act strangely for 27 years. Anna Faris had a supernatural experience in a sushi restaurant when she saw Lou Rawls in her miso soup. It later turned out to be a noodle, which she loves. Sharon Osbourne sees changes around her house.